So this past August was the third anniversary of the passing of Chadwick Boseman, and for me, I'm not going to say that it hasn't hit me, because obviously I recognized his passing in one of the videos that I made, but it still doesn't seem real, if that makes any sense at all. If you've been following the channel and watching the videos for a while, you'll know that I did another version of the Black Panther, the 1/6 scale Hot Toys figure, and when I was reviewing the Iron Spider 1/6 scale Hot Toys figure is where I did a tribute to him when I finally learned that he had passed away, and I guess we kind of all learned just how sick he was and suffering from cancer. I don't think I can put into words the cultural significance of a character like the Black Panther, especially fully realized in live action in the MCU. It was just a phenomenal event, and future generations will always remember Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, the Black Panther. I know I will certainly regard him as the original Black Panther. Wakanda Forever was a magnificent sequel to the original film, but most importantly for me, I was hoping that they did honor and pay respect to the original actor Chadwick Boseman, and they certainly did that. It's probably one of the most emotional films that I've seen in the MCU, especially how they passed the mantle to the new Black Panther. It was just great. Regrettably, I actually missed out on the original version of this Hot Toys figure. Fortunately, Hot Toys decided to re-release the original suit, so today we're going to be reviewing Hot Toys version of the Black Panther, the original suit, the 1/6 scale figure. Let's take a closer look. So as I mentioned in the intro, I never actually owned the original version of this figure, but man, I gotta tell you, if the head sculpt on the original figure is anything like this, then it is a phenomenal figure. This is definitely Chadwick Boseman. This is a one-to-one from what we see in the actual MCU films. It is just magnificent. The hair sculpt is done very well. I love the creases in the brow. The eyes are done incredibly. Everything about this head sculpt just screams the actor that played Black Panther, and it's just a really impressive sculpt. Now, this does say the original Black Panther suit, but the original run of this figure, there are slight variations in the overall costume design. Now, I noticed that the musculature in this suit is a little bit more emphasized, particularly in the pectoral muscles. Some of the dimensions may be a little bit different from the original suit. I also noticed that the proportions are a little bit different as well, but that just could be because the suit on this figure is a little bit more form-fitting, so to speak. But apart from that, it's still relatively the same costume and looks really good. Now, in the original run, again, some slight variations. It was a little bit more monotone. It didn't have these kind of like gray accents or gray striations that this suit does have, but it is very much in the style of the original suit. So again, very subtle variations, but I think they work. Now, there is a little bit of difference in the ball joint system here in the feet, and I think the feet, in terms of the claws, they're a little bit more emphasized this time around, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Now, the suit and the ball joint system work in tandem here, which is really impressive because it makes it, or allows it to be, a lot more malleable so you can get those dynamic poses, and when it comes to a figure like Black Panther, you really want to see that. Now, good lord, you definitely have to mirror this piece because there's so much detail on the reverse side, particularly in the hair sculpt, but I gotta say, look at the back on this figure. I mean, the musculature on the reverse side is pretty incredible. It just looks really good, so you definitely want to emphasize this. Chadwick Boseman has got some fan service. I mean, just look at that. So, you know, it is what it is, guys. I gotta point it out for both male and female characters. So definitely mirror this piece if you can, because it looks absolutely outstanding. Now, this reissue or re-release is pretty interesting because they did include some other accessories that I don't think were available on the original figure. And mostly it's this shield and spear, which is just, I mean, look at it. It's absolutely outstanding. It's so beautiful. It's actually larger than I thought it was going to be. And just take a look at all the detail. I mean, this just looks so tribal and nice. I mean, it's just a focal point, and it's so beautiful. I really love this thing. Now, you also get the dagger, which in my opinion, this is just so well done, and it's pretty dense. I mean, it feels like metal. I actually think it is metal if I remember correctly when I was reviewing it. The embroidery on the handle and the hilt is just magnificent, along with that braid. I mean, this is just a beautiful accessory. I mean, it really is just a work of folk art, basically. I really like the way that it came out. Just really nice detail to have overall. Now, I do mention this quite a lot, and basically this is another hexagonal base, which is not necessarily a bad thing by any means. I do love the image of the lithograph on the actual base, which is the helmet of the Black Panther. It does read Black Panther, and of course on the lip of the base, in that beautiful black and white bold print, it does read Black Panther. I mean, you just can't go wrong with these bases. They're pretty standard, but I like the uniformity because you can the figures can actually stand on them, unlike the original Hot Toys offerings. Now, this is something really cool that Hot Toys did in this offering, which they gave you several choices on how to display this figure in terms of the overall head sculpts. Now, you do get the traditional Black Panther mask, which is very technological, and the more organic and tribal looking mask, which open eye slits, so you can actually see Chadwick Boseman's face through the eye slits and the open mouth, which I think is really cool. Overall, I mean, just look at the detail on the tribal mask. It is really impressive. I love the teeth. I mean, it's just a really nice accessory. And of course, as always, rounding out the last bit of accessories are 5 additional hands for various poses. And this is a figure where the suit and the joint systems really work very well so that it's not limiting the figure. So you definitely want to get some of those awesome dynamic poses. You can do those stoic poses. This figure is very versatile in that way, and this is why I really like it, because, you know, the Black Panther is very dynamic in terms of the way that you can pose him. So it's really cool. So the original Civil War Black Panther issue sold out almost immediately, and this one likewise sold out almost immediately. So this is definitely a holy grail piece because of how beloved Chadwick Boseman was. His death certainly surprised a lot of people. I mean, it really shocked the comic book world, and it's just a sought after figure. So if you have a chance to pick this one up, guys, definitely pick it up. It is a beautiful piece, a wonderful memory to Chadwick Boseman, and it's just definitely one that I wanted in my collection. It's a wonderful tribute and a spectacular figure overall. Alright everybody, so that's my official review on Hot Toys version of the Black Panther, the original suit, the 1/6 scale figure. As always, I thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next Raudeza Reviews. Wakanda forever.